But Deshaun, I have a question. We talk only because we talked about this the other day. This whole thing of you can identify as you want. Deshaun, if you get pulled over, what's your chances of identifying as a white male, and how well is that going to go for you?
I don't think it's going to go well. I heard there's a white card out there somewhere.
This is the Not Offended Podcast. Welcome back. It's your boy, Anthony, the conservative Chicano, sitting next to the agent. Yes, I said the agent, not the Asian. We got Bill, we got the token Mike, and we got the Bishop D in the house. Yo, man, it was a hot one last week. If y'all missed it, you need to like, subscribe to our new page, Not Offended page. Also find us on iTunes. Please comment, please share it. We just appreciate it, man. We talk about the influence of culture on the church. So, hey, got to clean something up. It's a cleanup segment, boys. Is that okay? It's a cleanup segment real quick. Got myself into a little bit of hot water. Not intentionally, just an oversight. Want to clear the air. This is the clear the air segment, okay?
Did you allegedly say something?
Yeah, is it legally? We got to call our lawyer.
No. We don't got to call the lawyers.
Oh, okay.
Nobody went after me like that. I didn't get a letter from a lawyer. I'm not getting sued. No threats here. Just want to clarify. Made a statement last week, and I was talking about boys claiming to be girls, transgenderism, if that is a thing. Oh, that might give me the show right there. Okay. Anyway,
let's start again. Let's start
Rewind. Yeah. I talked about how that was cheating, and we're the feminists at, we're the women. And I had made a comment I thought was in the context. I still think, according to me, it's in the context of, I said men are superior. And what I was referring to is men are superior athletes. And I even backed it up with an example of if LeBron James played in the WNBA. So I got to thinking, I talked to this person, cleared the air. They're like, oh, that makes total sense. So what I want to do is I was like, hey, I just don't want to say it. Let's pull some stats. And so I just want to pull some stats. But first off, you guys have any thoughts on that? When I say men are superior athletes, I'm not saying like we're the best that ever was. I'm just talking about anatomically, as far as height, muscle mass, bone density, what we're able to do, it's just superior to women. And I was thinking of this. The average height in the NBA is probably somewhere around 6'7", 6'8". I bet you the average height in the WNBA is probably 6'1". I don't know. Do you guys think I'm far off or?
No, I've never stats for that.
Okay. Oh, so Bill puts the stats. But what's quick thoughts on that? Real quick thoughts. You guys got any quick thoughts?
Is there a sport where on a professional level where the women's team could beat the men's team?
Ooh. Shout out to our birthday boy over here, Jake.
Birthday.
Jake's birthday today. Jake, I have no idea what you said, but anyway. Okay, but according to everybody else, heard you.
More cleanup.
Okay, we'll need more cleanup. But so
in trouble with the women, women audience.
Is there a sport where the women's team would beat the men's team, or the women's best would beat the men's best? In golf they have women's tees and men's tees, correct?
Well, yeah, men's are further. Yeah. What were you gonna say, D?
Serena Williams, they had. I looked at that beforehand. I know they asked her something about this, and she was like, "I'm not playing a man." I think she said to the fact that she wouldn't beat another professional tennis player.
She said that, correct?
Yeah,
But not Roger Federer, but just another professional.
Yeah,
man.
but
she said that.
But that's what people, women will get angry. Like, if I try to go play her, she's going to destroy me. She's going to hit the ball at me, and I'm probably going to put my racket down and go inside.
I wouldn't even let her hit the ball at me.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified.
Yeah, I'll be scared. So I think understanding that, a professional woman can be the professional man. They could go beat the average Joe off the street.
Absolutely.
Like the WNBA players.
Yeah, they'll come out
and play
ball.
Yeah. And so I think that's they make sure we understand that. But a professional versus a professional, they're not touching.
We're comparing equals in sports.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're not comparing average.
And once again, that's what I was saying. That's why I brought up LeBron James. Right? I brought up LeBron James. I think he's 6'7", 6'8", right? I think he's more 6'8".
Like 6'10".
Oh, he's like 6'10", okay. He went to the WNBA. I don't know that he doesn't average a quadruple double. That's hard
all
to say.
Of that, yeah.
Yeah, he might even go for 5, Quinlan double, right? The whole year. Like, I don't know. You pulled stats. What like, let's take track and field. What do you got for, like, say, the 100 meters, which is the benchmark track?
So world records, the men's world record is 9.58 seconds.
Okay, in the
In the 100 meter?
Yep.
The women's in comparison is like 10.5.
And let's just be clear.
10.49.
Huge.
Okay,
It's a whole
let's just be-
second. It's
let's-
10%. Yeah.
Let's just be clear that in college, every man in the 100 meters runs under 10 seconds.
No, under 10.5.
Under the 10.5.
Yeah, right around low 10s. So you got high school boys.
Yeah, but in
Top-
track,
top-
like in track, a second is like
It's huge. It's a long.
huge.
Oh, that's it's game over.
Smoking them. So you got high school boys that 100 meter dash. They're running like subpar, 11 seconds. Some of them are even running under that 11 second. So they were all
this-
be world records.
Right. So this goes back to this is a professional track star, sponsored, making millions, Olympic champion. And you already got a high school boy who's just tenths of a second away. That's the comparative difference. And so I just think we need to acknowledge that. That's why, and by the way, I said all that because I'm saying that boy is cheating. If I'm one of the parents and that boy is racing my daughter, I'm yanking my daughter and I'm crying foul. And I'm saying this is completely unfair. On his worst day, he's still better than my daughter on her best day. This is flat out cheating and nobody wants to call. I feel so bad for the girls. This just isn't right. This isn't fair. And to every person who claims to be a feminist and about women's rights, speak up. The more one to come out, but speak the you know what up. You have to cry foul. Get rid of this wokeism. It's fake. It's falsities. I don't care how you feel, what you identify. Stop cheating. Plain and simple. That's all I was trying to make last week. I was defending the ladies. That's all. So I'm not saying we're superior in everything, but if it comes to this, professional gets professional, it's no doubt. It's a no-brainer. If you're so bent on having trans athletes, then go start your own trans league. But get the heck out of women's sports because you're cheating. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add to that? I feel better. You guys feel better? I mean, I thought that was clear.
Yeah, you think about it. There's no girls becoming boys and dominating male sports.
I don't care how much testosterone you take. It ain't gonna happen.
It's not happening. You don't hear anything about that. You don't hear any stories about that because you're never come and get destroyed because you're still a girl trying to play the men's league. So it ain't gonna work.
That's funny. It doesn't work the other way.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I don't know. You got anything on that one? I think I haven't heard of an article yet. Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that like you just by saying that people will try to label you like a chauvinist. But it's just true. I mean, are men biologically bigger and faster and stronger than women? Yes.
Right.
Like Brittany Griner, okay?
And she is good.
She's a great basketball
She's
player.
good.
She's
She
tall.
used to be.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
locked
okay.
up now.
Yeah, she is locked up. Yep.
In Russia.
Yeah, in Russia.
And they ain't letting her go.
And they ain't letting her go.
Now she's like a UFC fighter over
Yeah,
there.
now.
She be praying for Trump to come in office.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah. Biden. How come Joe Biden ain't getting her out? How come Joe Biden ain't
I think
getting
it's all
her
talk. I
out?
think it's all talk.
Man.
If Trump was in office, would
He'd
she
have got her.
Oh, he wants to get her.
He wants to get her.
he
I
wants
know.
her. He's like, give me the shot. Let me show y'all.
Let me go pick a fight. Yeah, go ahead. You were going to say Brittany Griner. Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, but I mean Brittany Griner, like even though she has the height, if you were to put her in the NBA, it wouldn't transfer over.
I don't think she could carry the muscle mass. She'd have to immediately put on 30, 40 pounds. I don't know.
But there's no woman that's carrying that muscle mass. If you look at the WNBA.
That's my point. That's my point. That's where I was going with that. Even if she were to put on synthetically, right, getting that testosterone up, dropping her estrogen, putting on that muscle mass, I don't know at 6'7", right? She is like a 6'7", 6'8". I don't know that her knees, ankles, toes, hips, I don't know that it can handle that. Think about it. What does most NBA players dirty, the bigs as we call them? As they start to put that man weight off and they can't keep their weight down, those knees, ankles, and toes start to go. That's it. And once you get what's called turf toe, right? You jam your big toe. That puts people out of a career. The best of athletes. So I just don't think it's sustainable. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess just as long as we're clarifying that we don't believe that men are superior in all areas of life, we're just talking about athleticism.
That's all
and
we
we're
were talking about.
about comparing apples to apples, like professional basketball players to professional basketball players.
Right.
Men are superior.
That was the context.
99% of the women in the WNBA are not getting their shot off in the NBA.
That's true.
They're not even getting their shot off.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. Well, I'm glad we got to clear the air on that because there's so much more to talk about. So I've got to ask something. This is the Not Offended podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed that segment. Okay. Hopefully it was a little spicy too. And then please, ladies, if there is a professional sport and you're doing research that would dominate another man in professional sports, please let us know. We're just unaware. But I'll be the first one to bring it back up on air next week and be like, here's a sport.
Oh yeah, I'll eat it.
Yeah, I'll eat it all day. I don't mind eating crow. Okay.
I mean, if there is one, no one watches it.
See, just when I cleaned it up.
I know. Next week's segment, we gotta clean that up, man.
Oh, that's the truth, though.
Hey,
That
you
is
know what?
true, though.
Time out.
And listen, the problem with the women's sports, okay, they try to blame men don't watch women's sports. This is on you, ladies. You don't support women's
Come on,
sports.
yep.
That's true. Because there's equal amount of women. There might be more women than
If
there's
you want
men.
to
Guess what?
WNBA
They like
to
watching
get-
the man, too, because
Yeah.
what? They like people dunking, running
It's true.
fast.
Hitting home runs.
Yep.
Hey, I would say this, though.
We were doing really good.
I was debating if I was going to bring it up.
Hey, I got in trouble this week with a whole bunch of church folk because I told them I don't watch the World Cup.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
and
because
you're
you're not
Mexican.
patriotic, man. It's a USA thing. So
Okay,
where's
time
that?
out. Yo, I don't watch the World Cup. I don't watch soccer, period. Okay? I'm not a soccer fan. I hate to break it to you, but I don't watch it.
Yeah, that's just you being American. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay, but they're also playing your Mexican card when you do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I get it. Oh, my gosh, you're a male, you're a Mexican, you don't watch soccer. No, I don't. I don't know who's in the World Cup. I don't care about who's in the World Cup. Yeah, I'm just not a soccer fan. I keep up on a lot of sports. Soccer's not one of them. Somebody said, oh, America's in it. I don't care. I just didn't care. We don't ever win it. We ain't good at it. We usually get bounced. Okay, therefore, I don't really watch it. I don't know what to tell you.
That's most of America. You're
Okay.
aware of most of America.
Okay, just want to throw that out there, all right?
Other people watch it because they want to get drunk.
Oh, hey.
You don't
okay.
drink.
At
So-
7 in the morning, right?
Yeah. They have an excuse.
Okay, but I like watching it. I'm not getting drunk. I'm just saying.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
there's a few. There's a few like.
Did you watch the World Cup at all?
didn't watch it, no.
Deshaun, did you watch it, Bill?
I watched it.
Okay, so Mike and Bill were keeping up. Okay, so I don't know. I don't even have a prediction who's going to win.
Brazil's taking it.
But that's just because you're Brazilian.
He is
That's
Brazilian.
People who don't know, Bill is Brazilian. Just so y'all know that, okay? I know he's Asian, but he's Brazilian.
He's
So-
white,
right.
Asian,
Born in Brazil. There you go.
Man,
You confused? Okay,
I
so
see right in over here.
I got something that, man, I really, Not Offended podcast. Please like, comment, share, follow us on our new page. I got something I've been meaning to ask, and I don't know. I don't want to tiptoe around it. Let's come with it. Let's bring this heat, the smoke, everything. Okay. So I came across something on social media, and we touched on it last week about politics and faith. And I came across this post of another pastor in town inviting a politician to their event. And in my eyes, this is a very corrupt politician. And they invite him to this event, and they, just bragged about how this council member came out to this event and what a blessing they are to the community and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm disgusted by it. What fellowship does light have with darkness? Why would you invite this corrupt politician to come and you parade him around as if he's some noble man of upstanding character? I don't know. I just think the church is doing too much. I think you need to call the spade a spade. And I wouldn't invite this person to anything. I'm like, why would I invite you? You don't stand for anything that we stand for. And just because I'm in your district doesn't mean you stand for it. Matter of fact, you oppose a lot of things that I represent. You oppose 90% of what I stand on morally. Why would I invite you? Am I wrong in that? To me, because people are going to see that as you signing off on that you agree with this behavior, you agree with this. It's the same thing. Why I ran into somebody today about why you having the mayor at your church. He doesn't stand for what you stand for. And you signing off as he's some godly man. I don't think so. I ain't even judging. I'm just judging him by his fruit. I don't think so. He may have a love for God, but I need that displayed in fruit. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I being too harsh? Am I being too critical? Do I need to have a freedom session, or what do I need? I'm just asking. Anybody want to chime in on it? Who wants to go first?
I think some people would say, it's important that we invite, people who are have differing views on things into community events or things that we're doing as a church. I think what I don't know what post you're talking about, nor do I know who you're talking about. But I
said it because we're on air and I want to protect the guilty.
Okay, but just so people know, like, we don't talk about this beforehand, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I would say, I mean, I know about the mayor and he's great at men's breakfasts, but but I would say, I think what changes that argument is when you do highlight that person, because I think when you start to highlight that person, you are signing off on what they do, what they believe in. I mean, it's essentially like if we were to bring somebody to our church and we were to put them on stage, like if we were to have Kanye, and his choir or whatever come to our church, like basically we are signing off on this person.
Correct. Yeah.
And so if you have somebody who's a corrupt city councilman, I mean, I don't think there are any. Just they're great people, but. Nah, it's fine. But yeah, you're signing off on that person. Like, you give them the stamp of your approval.
Right. Let's say
It's an endorsement.
Yeah, that's my point.
So if we realize that council has a lot of power, they have access to a lot of money.
Right.
If a council member has the same vision, maybe for helping the community in a certain way as the church does, maybe everything else like you hate about them, should you work with them so they can help you further along that ministry to help people?
Keep going. I'm listening.
If I team up with this council member, he can help move some things forward. He can help me, like, if I'm having a block party, he'll get the street shut down, help get food in.
He should do that regardless. That's why he's a council member.
Yeah, so the church work with that person and get these things done. Because they do have this power
in my opinion,
to help you.
He gonna want something in return. That's why politicians and political arenas and political avenues like that, that's why it's so mired and mirrored in controversy, because it's always you scratch my back, I scratch your back.
I agree with working with somebody, but I think that it also needs to, how are you presenting that relationship? Are you presenting that relationship as like pictures on social media with you as a lead pastor, like with this person, and it looks as though like you're a team.
Right.
I think that if I'm a regular congregant of the church, I'm
right.
going, hey, like, wait, I think there a lot of confusion gets brought up.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. Let me put it to you a whole nother way. All right? Let me put it to you a whole nother way. This is what I'm talking about. It only works one way. If you use that same thing about Donald Trump, 90% of the churches around here would probably eviscerate you. Prove me wrong. If you was to say like, hey, I'm just, I'm leveraging my leadership and getting people who can actually get stuff done, so I'm going to invite Donald Trump, you'd be on the front page of every newspaper and every pastor would sign off saying that's a bad move. But if you do it for the left, everybody celebrates it. That's the whole Ralph Warnock thing going on right now. Going into churches, they say, we're going to pray and prophesy over you that you're going to be the next senator of Georgia. When you 100% for abortion up until the day the child's born, you're for gay marriage, you're for transgender rights, you're for everything opposite of the Bible, you ain't even a pastor. But yet he is celebrated. But the moment somebody goes up and starts defending all those things, you'd be on the front page of every paper. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. You got to call it for what it is. It's garbage. As long as you do it, the majority of what social media says or signs up on, or the majority of the news, or the majority of that, then you get the accolades. But the second you take a stand and you invite somebody who's pro-life, who's pro-biblical marriage, pro all this, you're eviscerated. Mm-hmm. So why in the heck would I stand with this corrupt council member? Just so I can get the accolades of Twitter and Facebook and of these woke believers who aren't believers? Oh, heck no, man. I'll pass on that. That's what you signing off on. That's the type of stuff that frustrates me. You'd rather sacrifice everything else to get a 30-second shot with the mayor? For what? We went over there hoisting up gay flags and all this other stuff. No, man, stand on the principles of Jesus. Stand on the principles of Jesus. Have some backbone. Have a backbone where there's a wishbone. Like, do something. That's what I'm saying. Where's the courage of the church to call this stuff out? And no, I don't need you. If you want a partner, I'm game, but I don't need you. I got Jesus. I don't need you. That's just me though. Maybe I'm too emotionally charged. I don't know. But you were gonna say, sorry.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I'm kind of like the guys across the table and similar to you, but this has been the problem with Christians in the church in the past is that we see these politicians getting elected that have different views than us, and then we just sit out, right? We don't get involved anymore because, we don't want to be seen with them or we disagree with them. And so how do we change that aspect? How do we fully get involved? But at the same time, it's not like we're partnering with them. That's the difficulty. I don't know.
Let's be honest. Conservative churches are afraid to partner with conservative politicians. That's the bottom line. We're on the left. They are not afraid to associate and to align themselves with progressive liberals and aggressive policies. They're not afraid to do it. That's because conservative churches do not know how to rally around conservative beliefs because they have no voice. They have no gumption. They don't have it. Or else they would have came out and supported us. But they came out when we did that thing down at City Hall because of the mayor and the gay flag. And that's it. We haven't heard whim or anything else since then. You need to learn how to rally around. Say, listen, this is what we're going to do. Where are those prophets of old? We're too busy trying to build our own silos. We're afraid to say anything. That's why how many people came up to us and told us, oh man, we were privately praying for you. Then publicly pray for us.
Hey. I was praying for you.
Then why not?
So are you okay taking that stand and people shutting you off? I'm not hearing your voice anymore. You're not able to share the gospel with them anymore because of the stance you take or siding with certain people.
They ain't hearing me now.
You okay with people leaving the church because you take?
They already left. And the thing is, you tell me of another person who's more middle of the road. I feel like I'm super middle of the road, super understanding, super reasonable, everything. Like, I mean, if you have a conversation with me, I think people who know me know that. I'm super always fighting for the radical middle, doing this stuff. But it's like people think that I'm not going to voice my opinion, about a conservative person running for a conservative thing. Yes, I am. And if that offends you, well, you wasn't going to make it in my church anyway, because sooner or later I'm going to say something to offend you. I'm definitely pro-Israel. I'm pro-America. I'm pro-guns, even though I don't own one. I'm pro-conservative values. Bottom line, I'm pro-capitalism. But I'm also pro, let's make an easier pathway to citizenship. I'm pro, let's give some of these DACA recipients, some of them, the ones that aren't in trouble, let's give them some legalization. Why are we waiting so long? And I tell you, I'm also not pro being pimped off by no Democratic Party who just wants to use my race every time it's time to vote so we can get some Latino votes. I'm tired of being pimped. And that's what makes the Annalisa Perez and the Esmeralda Soyas and the Miguel Arias is mad, because I can't be bought and I can't be pimped out. I got my own voice. That's what pisses people off. I thought I said that clearly. But I'm tired of people of color only getting used every time it's time to vote. And then, listen, say what you want.
They're real quiet out there right now after the elections, right?
Oh, super quiet. There ain't no more talk. Right?
Yeah.
There ain't no more talk.
So are you saying, going back to, you said it was a post of a church who brought in a local politician or a politician. Are you
celebrating all that this great politician has done?
So it's the celebration part. You're not saying you wouldn't sit down with these guys, correct?
I don't even know if I do that right now. To sit down to do what? Sit down to approve and to move forward leftists, Marxists, political ideologies of progressivism? Heck no.
Okay, so
I would oppose it. I'll be their biggest opposition.
Okay. And so
they can't even fix homelessness in this community with all the millions of money that they got, all the millions of dollars they got.
So then my question would be, so then what can a politician do for a local church?
What are they doing for the church? Why do we even look for the local politicians to do anything for the church? That's so antithetical to how the church was started. The church didn't have a welfare program. It was the welfare program. Yes. You got to learn to take care of your own. So this is what I'm saying. I think we got it backwards. Everybody coming in and talking about, oh, you need to win the city. Yeah, win the city doesn't mean you got to win your government to win the city. If anything, in the early church, the government was always against the early church. Rome was against the early church. The Greeks were against the early church. Why should it be anything? Matter of fact, I want to say this. If you are doing something and you are stirring up something in your city, then 9 times out of 10, the local government's going to be against you. Because your local government is part of secularism. We talked about it last week. You could be a religious zealot, but you can't be a secular zealot. How far is too far? In secularism, there is no limits. There is no boundaries.
You think it was always that way? I don't think it was always that way.
What you mean?
I mean, I think before there were, like, even government had more values than they do now.
Absolutely.
They may always didn't live it, but in terms they still cared about family.
Yeah.
They knew how important it was compared to now where they don't care about it.
Right.
I can't even think after the last few podcasts, like being a pastor, like, what's my job? And I think the one thing I kept thinking about was like, man, instilling values into people.
That's it.
So I mean,
Hold on. Biblical.
Yeah, biblical values. Well, yeah, I mean, other stuff I don't consider values. I mean,
Okay.
if you don't care
Well,
about
I'm just cleaning.
I understand what you're saying, though.
I'm cleaning up for our audience. Biblical values.
Having biblical values instilled into people, and that's going to change our culture. After that, I don't have to tell you how to vote.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's my job to make sure I'm helping people get those values instilled in them.
Yep.
So that's how I feel like I can influence government, I can influence culture, is by putting those biblical values in people. Realize
100%.
what they are. Then they can go and vote like, no, how would I vote for this person? They don't have these biblical values. And so I think that's an important thing as pastors need to do, and not be afraid to do that. Not be afraid to preach those things. And from there, people leave your church, who cares? Like, if you have a small church, but you're preaching biblical values, you're doing God's work.
You're doing God's work.
If you have a huge church and you're not preaching it, you're doing the devil's work.
Yes.
So go and just preach those values and let God do the rest.
And this gets into my point. This is what I'm talking about. Then why do pastors have such a hard time preaching on the values of the kingdom? They won't get up and rebuke a mayor who does something wrong. Hey, he ran on Christian values, and look at what he's doing. This is completely opposite of the gospel, and we publicly rebuke him for that. Why?
Well, see, do you have to do that? Do you have to go after the specific person, or you just need to teach the value?
By teaching the value, you just went after the person, so why sugarcoat it?
I see it as a difference.
Paul called people out all the time.
Yeah, he did. People in the church, right?
Well, okay, did the mayor run on that, or did he not run on that?
No, he ran on it.
Okay, then call him out. He's a brother in the faith. Paul says if you do something publicly, you get criticized publicly. He did it in front of everybody with glad, with joy. He stood behind that fake prophet, that false prophet over there in that prayer. God's most gayest God of all gay things of, what did he say?
Yeah, our poet.
Yeah, well,
He called it queer and something.
queerest of all queer. That is blasphemous. That'll get you killed in certain parts of the country.
World. Well, maybe certain parts.
Well,
of the country.
certain part of the country too. I don't know, but definitely in the world. Like, you are not going in Jerusalem. You're not going to the holy site and praying that prayer. You get smoked.
Oh.
You've been there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, when you walked into the old city and you went into the Muslim quarter of Dome of the Rock, and they were just straight stopping people and telling them to get dressed, what'd you think?
Wait, what?
They were stopping women who weren't dressed properly, and they were like, "You will put these clothes on." What'd you think?
You put those clothes on.
You put.
They were stopping men too.
Hey,
I saw.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
But did you see? Was there any debate?
Nope. They said put these clothes on because you ain't dressed right. They put those clothes on and get dressed right.
It
like
wasn't
Missy
me
Elliott
showing. It was
video.
it was like ankles showing.
Hey, bro.
Right.
Hey,
So-
did you notice anybody arguing?
Nope.
Hey, that dude had, what assault rifle did he have on his arm when he said put the clothes on? He was like, no problem. We gonna put the clothes on.
But I think going back to the
I know you was happy to be an American, weren't you?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Hey, look at me. You got all these people out here who hate being American, who talk about the church shouldn't be nationalistic and we shouldn't be patriotic, right? Go to another country. This is why I know you's ignorant and you ain't a travel person. Go to another country where you just simply walk into a place. They're like, we don't like the way you're dressed, so you're going to put these clothes on. And go ahead and argue with them. I want to see how that works for you. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you over there, you're thinking, I sure am proud to be an American. I got me some inalienable rights. I got me a lawyer number. I got somebody waiting to take my case. Because you're ignorant, you're uneducated, you haven't been traveled, you don't know. It is good here in America. Okay, that's all I had to say.
I know vape pens get you 10 years.
Wow. She locked up.
Hey, Brittany is locked up for a vape pen, boy.
Man.
Hey, you proud to be an American?
Heck yeah! I think I talked to you. I told Deshaun, look, if you're standing on American soil, man, you're privileged from around the world.
Dude.
How you feel about that, Deshaun? How you feel about that?
Love America.
You got all these, but you got people out there. I hate America. That's it. I'm gone. Why?
Well, my friend from India, I remember he coming here arguing with someone. They said how much they love Japan and all this stuff. He was like, "You love Japan so much. Move to Japan." Look, he wasn't even born here. He was like, "I'm a freaking American. I love America. I ain't never going back to India. This is my home. This is my country, and I am proud." He's like, "You don't like it? Get out of here."
But you got that. You got this whole thing like Christians shouldn't be nationalists. Well, if you don't like being a Christian here in America, go to Iran. And that's the same response I always get. Crickets. Go to China. You ain't even get out of your house because of COVID. If you don't like being a Christian, go somewhere else and be a Christian. Go to Egypt right now and go profess your Christian faith. Go to Syria. I can keep going. But it is good here in America. And what was it? Who said it? I think it was Dan Lebatard or somebody. Somebody said it about Cubans doing whatever they can to get here. Like he goes, you got people putting 4 tires together on a tin roof, coming from Cuba to America, just trying to get here. Yeah. That's why, because America is good. America. That's all I got to say. Land of the free, home of the brave, and boy, it's good here. Just wanted to throw that out there, okay? So people are like, well, are you a Christian nationalist? Call me what you want. I just like being here. After being around in other countries, I like it. You like it here? I like it here.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's important to voice your opinion, Yeah. Because there's certainly made in the last 15, 20 years, America's definitely made a turn. And so I think we just don't understand what we actually have here. And so these things that we argue about now, the confrontations we have, it's because we've had it so good for so long.
Right.
And so...
Segue to this. This is the Not Offended Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I told you this was a hot one today. We're just going to keep it rolling. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So, guys, I came across an article. I think it's interesting. I was reading it this morning. The Supreme Court is hearing a case. Conservative majority sounded sympathetic Monday to a Christian graphic artist who objects to designing wedding websites for gay couples, a dispute that's the latest clash of religion and gay rights to land. It takes it to the land of the highest court. The designer support says the ruling against her would force artists, from painters to photographers to writers, musicians, whatever, to do work that is against their moral conscience. So, in this case, they're hearing it. This graphics artist is being sued because she didn't want to create a website for a gay couple. And she's like, hey, I don't agree with that. I don't want to do it. It goes against my morality. It goes against my faith. They said, we're going to sue you for discrimination. Now, this is the part that I don't really care for, and they always do it. Every progressive does it. They immediately go from the gay wedding to, well, if you won't do it for a gay person, you probably won't do it for a person of color. It's their go-to card. Mm-hmm. You probably wouldn't do it for a black and white couple or a black and Mexican couple. They play the interracial card. I don't understand. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Biologically, we have still yet to find a gay gene. In other words, something where they say, hey, you are born this way. So until we find that, we can say that definitively it is a choice. What else do you get? What else are you going to fall on? It's a choice. But Deshaun, I have a question. Only because we talked about this the other day. This whole thing of you can identify as you want. Deshaun, if you get pulled over, what's your chances of identifying as a white male, and how well is that going to go for you?
I don't think it's going to go well. I heard there's a white card out there somewhere. But there you go.
Mike, Pastor Mike's giving them out.
Hey,
There is a rumor that Mike is handing out white cards. I don't know if it's substantiated, but even if you had the white card that allegedly exists, how well is that going to go for you?
I don't think it's gonna go well.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Now, what about if you identify as a white female?
Ooh,
Can you make this happen?
you might have a better chance.
I might have a better shot at that.
So what you're saying is
The officer's like, wait, am I allowed to?
Are you recording this? If I'm recording it, you're like, you know what? Get out of here.
So what you're saying is
Slow down.
So hold on. So if I'm hearing you correctly, what you're saying is you were born black and you're gonna die black. That's what you're saying.
I'm gonna die black, but according to other people, I could be a female. But
But you're gonna die black still.
I'm gonna die black.
Yeah, I told somebody that the other day. I was like, yeah, I was born in Mexico. I'm probably gonna die in Mexican.
Didn't
but-
they just pass something? I didn't read the full article where for like protecting gay marriage and protecting interracial marriages.
You're right.
They passed something like that. So now I thought of it like, man, we're all safe now.
You feel good.
Yeah, I feel good.
You are in an interracial. Hold on.
I didn't know I was in jeopardy.
Welcome.
Yeah.
You're safe now.
No, they could have took you
Hold
too.
on. Hold
They're mad
on.
at you.
So Mike, you've officially welcomed Deshaun into some brotherhood. All right,
And
that's
you
good.
as well.
All right.
No, people down south are mad at you made her Mexican too. They mad at you.
Hey, we're all. I think every single one of us are in interracial marriages.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
We've all made it.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
You're safe. I didn't know I was in jeopardy, but
I didn't know I wasn't safe.
I know. Yeah.
My card's usually just always played.
Oh, yeah.
Always safe.
You know what? I feel good. I'm gonna walk with Mandy down the street now. I'm safe. This is good. But I just hate how they always do that. It's like, listen, that has never been in question. Why do you keep doing that? Okay, what I mean to ask is this: if this was a Muslim and this went against the Holy Quran, if this was a Jew and it went against the Talmud or the Tanakh, right, their Bible and their reading of scriptures, is this even a case? Nobody's walking into a mosque, inappropriately dressed and then suing them because they didn't allow them to come as they are.
Well, I mean, we talked about that when we were getting protested. It's like you're not going to protest a mosque the way that they were protesting us. You're not going to protest a temple the way that all this anti-Semitism stuff that's going on right now. Like, there's no way on the face of this earth that the people in Tower could get away with what they did to us.
So they're racist and bigots.
Absolutely. 100%.
They're prejudicial people.
Yes.
Yeah, well, people know that for the most part, Christians are loving, caring people. The freedoms that they have is because we're based on Christian values, our nation. The reason they get to protest us is based on our views, our values, not their values. Because their values are going to come down to a point where I don't like you, I just kill you.
There is only
That's
one
their
value.
Yeah.
There is only one value in that community. It's accept me in my ideologies, accept me in the way that I think, or you don't accept me. That's their one value. In other words, you can't be gay enough. Gay. Listen, this right here is garbage. This is garbage. All she's saying is she didn't say I hate gay people or that I don't approve of their marriage. It's just I don't want to design for them because it goes against. Because if this type of stuff wins right here, then you're gonna have to do a gay wedding, or they're gonna lock you up.
Yeah. So just going back to that article and the courts and everything, I think the gay community did this, at least this, right? They attached their cause to the civil rights.
They did.
Cause. By the way, jumping over the black community cause, right?
Yes.
And they accomplished over the last 20 years what
Black people couldn't do in the last 50, 60, 70, 100.
60 years.
Because a bunch of white people in it.
That's
What?
true.
Because a lot of white people in it.
a bunch of white
They
people.
want
in it.
power.
100%. See, but that's gonna get you in trouble for saying that.
No, if you're a white gay male, man, you're sad.
You're privileged.
Yeah. Because so you have a white privilege, but people are mad at you because you have it. But if you're a gay, you get that back even at a higher level.
I'm going to settle for second place.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice.
That's why I love you.
Hey, man, you can have that trump card, man.
But listen, but that's absolutely true. Bill, you bring
Yeah.
something up. I think he's 100% right. They attached it to a cause, and look at it.
Yeah, and they've advanced further than the black community has in the last 60, 70, 100 years. But going back, you talked about a gay gene at the beginning of this. Remember, all they wanted to do was a man just wanted to marry a man. That was it. They just wanted marriage. So and then it became a woman wanted to marry a woman or whatever, and all of a sudden that line kept going more and more left, right? And so then everything is about civil liberties and the civil rights and everything there. But I don't know how you bring that line back, right?
Because you've already allowed it. At some point, you just have to say, all right, that you're going too far.
Okay, here
and I'll say this: how big of an overstretch is that? So at what point do I have no rights as a business owner?
That's my point.
Yes,
that's my point.
What happened to no shirt, no shoes, no service? Now I got to give. You can come in however you want to my establishment.
And here's what
I'm running a corner store, and you can come in butt naked trying to buy, pops.
Well, actually, in California, you can. In California, you can. I was told in Oregon, you can. You can come in butt naked and buy a popsicle because it's 110 out. Now, okay, see, I digress. I don't even know where to go with that. I don't even know where to go. Where are we going? Where was I going with that?
Why can't I make standards for my own business?
Why can't you? See, but this is my point. This is exactly where I was going. Okay, right now, and see, this is where they used to say, oh, no, you're wrong. Right now, it's a gay wedding. Well, what if it's a pedophile?
Yeah,
or some bestiality something.
Yeah, I'm going to marry my dog, and I want you to make a website about it.
And so when somebody says something...
Or you're a jerk, and I just don't want to do business with you.
You are a jerk, and I don't want to do business with you.
Look, I get to choose who I'm going to do business with.
This is why I agree with you. This is why I'm saying something...
But that's not completely true.
What?
So we all don't like people to be prejudiced. And so if someone's coming against...
I don't know of a person in this world who's not prejudiced in some way, shape, or form.
But you don't want someone... If a company's coming out and say, okay, I'm not working with any Mexicans. Is that okay?
Okay, if you're asking me my opinion, I don't give a rip.
Oh, we can't go down that line.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. If you're asking me my opinion as Anthony Paul Flores, my single opinion.
Well, I would
hold on.
I would rather they just say it straight up.
No, they already do that. Forget that. Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you're asking me my opinion, I don't give a crap. You don't want to work with me? Don't work with me.
Okay, so
listen, because your opinion don't make me and it won't break me.
Okay.
I don't need you to get by. I got Jesus.
So should we have Mexicans, whites, and black restrooms?
No, I'm not saying that. Of course not.
I'm not trying. We all going to agree with this, but there is a line somewhere.
There is a line. I agree with you, but listen. That line is convoluting this line. This is a graphic artist. She's not saying you can't get married. She's not saying you can't go love who you don't want to love or love who you love or love is love. She's not saying any of that. She's saying as a business owner,
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. It goes against my moral beliefs. That's all. Yeah. What's the difference between her and a pastor? Saying, I'm not doing this wedding. Listen, there's another graphic artist out there who's going to do it. That's all I'm saying. So I don't understand how you're convoluting the two.
No, I'm not. What I'm coming to is, again, you have to have some value somewhere.
Yes.
And it comes down to having those Christian values because we have to have values.
Okay.
It has to be somewhere.
So she's saying, I'm standing by my Christian value.
Exactly.
I don't sign off on the gay marriage. She is not ever proclaiming. Listen, first off, let's get this straight. Gay marriage should come down to the states. Should never be a federal thing to begin with. States should have sovereignty. That way the people get to vote on what it is. Let the people vote. That way you get to choose if you live in a state and the people voted for gay marriage, that's on you. Now, should there be certain protections around religious institutions that don't sign off on it? Absolutely. But that's up to you to move out of the state or be under the umbrella of your religious institution that gives you some sort of covering. Fine. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. But if this woman as a business owner says, hey, listen, it goes against, once again, if this was a Muslim, what happens?
Well, I'm sure there's no story. Story's not out there.
If this is a Jew? If this is Hindi? If this is Hindus? This ain't happening. It's only because of Christians. It's open seasons. This is what we said all along. Because the conservative church doesn't know how to rally around. Doesn't know how to rally around a cause. That's it. I'm telling you, this is a no-brainer. So, but to go back to I stand behind my statement. Every single person is a prejudice. They have some type of prejudices. We all do. It's normal. Whether it's against white people, Asians, black, whites, Mexicans, it doesn't matter. We all have a certain type. Listen, we all have a certain prejudice. Now we're working towards that. We're working towards, getting rid of our prejudices and our biases, especially in the kingdom of God, because there's no place for it. But you have it. Prejudice goes all the way back to the early church. You can see it. There was Hellenistic Jews, and then there was, non-Hellenistic Jews that were from the city. Hellenistic Jews meaning Greek Jews, and Jews who were naturally born, right? I mean, we see it all the time. Paul had to defend himself. I'm a Roman, but I'm a Jew. Oh, see, we this is a spicy one right here, boy. We done opened up the can of worms. We're trying to put the worms back in now. But I'm just saying, I think here, where's the church again? Where's the church protecting this person? Hey, listen, this is her job. She doesn't want to do it because she has to put up pictures that she doesn't sign off on. By the way, real quick, can I ask a very practical question? Don't you kind of like want your photographer to want to be there?
This is just another publicity stunt from the left. That's all it is.
But am I right?
They're just like, oh yeah, I'll be a pawn to your political game. Yeah, go ahead, use me. I mean, they don't really want this person to do their wedding anymore. They're just trying to make.
It's like the baker who had to go all the way to the Supreme Court and he won. But am I right on that? Mm-hmm. It's like I'm getting married. I kind of want everybody who's there to want to be there and to want to be happy for me.
The pictures are like all of your feet and stuff. Look, I'm not signing off on this, but you guys made me do this, so take a picture of your feet,
right?
Hands.
I mean, wedding day is already stressful enough. You kind of want people who want to be there.
It's just so much. It's just such an overreach for me. It's just like, when does it stop? It's just crazy to me, like how you. Because what they're saying is it's an equal rights thing, but at the same time, you do go down the slippery slope of pedophilia, and you do go down the slippery slope of bestiality, and you do go down the slippery slope of all these other crazy things that makes every private business owner go, I no longer have rights to choose what I want to do as a business owner. So you as the state, tell me who I'm going to have to contract with.
I'm telling you. And then here's the thing. Once again, I bring it back full circle, and you tell me if I'm wrong. It only works if you're a leftist. The moment you become a conservative, Tim Scott is a black man from South Carolina. That dude don't get invited to nothing. And he's a Republican senator. Made history. He don't get invited to nothing. And yet Barack Obama get invited to everything. He's been irrelevant since the day he stepped out of office. Listen, Clarence Thomas. He's a Supreme Court justice. What does he get invited to? Nothing. A black Supreme Court justice, the longest tenured black Supreme Court justice. And he don't get invited to nothing because he's conservative. And he has an interracial marriage, by the way. Am I making any sense? In other words, let me ask you a fair question. We're going to end off on this. Okay? This is a fair question. So if we were a progressive left, gay affirming, gay marrying congregation in the tower, and we wanted to buy the theater,
I would say we'd be meeting Tower Theater. That's what we'd be doing.
but we'll have Lawrence have sold to us.
Lawrence, no. Lawrence, the Abate family would not have sold to us.
So guess what we would have been doing? We'd have been protesting him to sell us. He would have been the one in the paper.
Actually, know what? No, he'd have sold it to us.
Oh, because money's money?
That boy, money hungry.
Cash rules everything around, man. Cream.
He got
dollar bill, y'all.
He got truck payments. He got flight lessons.
Come on. He got stuff he got to pay for. That's that white money.
He was getting a hair treatment.
Hey, that's white money.
He was doing.
hey, that's white money. That's what white people do? I never had. You ever have white money? I never had no white money. You had white money?
I was trying to get some green money.
Is that what white people do with white money?
What's that?
Flight lessons and all that other good stuff. I want some white money.
Yeah, I've heard. Well,
slippery slope.
How many times have you been in my private jet?
We heard that several times.
Yeah.
Over there is, I've heard from people personally that they wouldn't amount. They didn't mind a church going there. We were just the wrong kind of church. That's all.
We don't have a queer God. That's
exactly.
Why.
Yeah, that's what it was.
This is my. What you say? Our God's not queer. No, he ain't never been queer.
If we would have been praying to the queer God or whatever.
You know what the queer God's name is? Baal. The devil. That's the queer God. Okay.
We'd have been having the Bale Theater over there.
Okay. So, but am I wrong on that? Am I wrong in that statement?
No, we wouldn't have processed it. People have been a lot happier with this.
So we'd have won. So if I compromise my values and be like the rest of those leftist pastors that are sellouts, we'd have had the building.
Yes.
Well, I hate to break it to them. I ain't for sale. No se vende aquí. No, I'm not for sale here. You can't buy me.
Building's not worth it.
Nope, nothing's worth it. Jesus said, "What would you give in exchange for your own soul? What's the price of your soul?" Y'all remember? Some of you guys might be too young, unless you know your WWF history. Remember Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man? He used to go around saying, "Everybody's got a price. What's your price?" You know what? I ain't for sale.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad I stood by my values. And guess what? Like I told somebody today, somebody came up to. Okay, I got to end off on this because y'all get a kick out of it. Had a dude walk up to me in the gym today. He goes, "Hey, you guys still meeting in the theater?" I said, "No." He goes, "Oh, what happened?" I said, "The city party." He goes, "Oh, man, I didn't know that." I'm like, "Where you been living? Like, what? Oh, how'd that happen?" He literally asked me, "How'd that happen?" Well, the person with the most money wins, and then they got an endless supply of money. That's how it works. They say, "Oh, man, sorry, brother, praying for you." So in my moment of flesh, I said, "Praying for what?" What are you praying for? What are you praying for? What exactly are you, hold on, help me out. Don't you like when people just say it? That's how I asked me, "What are you praying for?" There was no comment on the other end, by the way. I think he got a little offended. But what exactly were you praying for? "Oh, man, we're praying that the love and grace of God would abound." Oh, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you. Am I too harsh?
Yeah. But if you're wondering if we have friends,
you guys always blame me for that.
We blame you?
Yeah.
well, I think Deshaun's probably the only one out of the four of us who. Yeah, he does a good job representing us. I think the three of us, we don't always make.
Bill does a great job. Mellow man.
No, we talked the other day. You don't know about this, but he may have hurt our chances on a couple things.
I have a past, guys.
Bill's gonna have to
burned
fill
some
me
bridges
in.
before.
Not you, Bill. Not the agent. We're gonna have to fill this in. Hey man, it's always. I want to say this. It's always a pleasure. We're gonna end off on a lightning round, real quick here. I set you guys up. I saved this for last. This is for sure getting us in trouble. Okay, this is for sure getting us in trouble. Lighthearted. We're gonna switch it up a little lighthearted. When it comes to your wife in Christmas, how much is too much on a gift? I like it. The look on your guys' faces was great. Can we get a panoramic view?
The question should be how much is too little? Or too
No,
little?
how much is too much?
Too much?
On Christmas, how much is too much being spent? So is it $100? Is it $150? Is it
That your
$200?
wife is spending.
No, that you're spending on your wife.
Ooh.
That you're spending on your wife. How much is too much? I noticed Jake don't even want to answer. Jake don't even want to answer over there. He's sitting behind the camera. He don't want to answer. What you got, Mike? How much is too much?
How much is too much? Well, we sit down and we say how much we're going to spend on each other.
Okay.
So whatever that dollar amount is, that's what the dollar amount is.
Okay.
Obviously, Pastor isn't broke.
We don't have this fun choosing from like, hey, babe, you know what? I could give you this, but you ain't getting it.
Yeah, like, all right, the bills are paid. Okay, we got a little bit of this.
Hey, what you want to do? Hey, what do you want to do this year? You want to go to the movies?
Yeah.
That's what we do. We do for Christmas.
Okay, so what are you saying?
Expectations are low. I ain't got to worry about nothing. Yeah,
There's no bag. I'm saying, what's the minimum here? I'd spend?
Yeah. Wrong question.
That side, hey, I think that side of the room sitting a little bit different than
All right, Bill, go ahead and answer.
I'll be honest. Like Janet and I, there's been years we don't get each other gifts.
It's a mutual
it's
thing,
about-
though, right? She didn't like get you something. And then
That
you
is
did.
true. If I find out that she's getting me something, then I'll go out and get something.
Oh, okay. Doesn't
That's
work the
just
other way
true.
around, though. If she found out you got her something, she go out and get you something?
Yeah, she usually
No.
she usually goes and gets me something. Most years.
Okay.
And but I go just out of guilt, then I feel like I got to go get something. I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. So I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest Christmas present giver type guy. I'm just not. I don't know what it was, my childhood or something about Christmas and gifts. I don't participate too often in that. Okay. So I'm trying to take a page of what you're preaching lately.
Okay.
Right? I'm going all holy here. It's Jesus' birthday.
That's right.
We should serve. It should be about him. And so
set the bar. What's
Okay. What about for the kids? What about for the kids? Is there a limit?
Well, yeah, you can't spend what you don't got.
Well, you can.
Depends on the year.
Typically, you can.
I tell you what, my kids will be shocked this year. Welcome to 2022, kids. Third kid on the way. Yep.
oh, that's their gift, their little brother.
Oh, yeah, here's a brother. Yeah.
Hey, Grandma and Nino and Nina, they got us a lot of stuff. What'd you get us, Dad?
I'm wearing my Nino shirt.
Go hit
just for
that,
occasion
that
right now.
light switch.
Hey, so grandma, mother-in-law.
So you hitting up Godfather right now? You hitting up the Godfather for them gifts right now?
Hey,
Like,
someone bless my kids. Go ahead.
Hey,
prove to me you're not prejudiced.
my mother-in-law goes all out for our kids.
Okay.
And so she takes care.
She
of them
compensates.
and we give them a little something.
Yeah. Okay, so here's how I've always lived. You guys know how I preach. Mandy and I usually do set a budget, a relatively small budget. I have a philosophy. When it comes to Christmas, I stick by the rule. It's Jesus, others, then yourself. So usually the budget for her and for the kids, very small, comparatively speaking, to what? To their birthday. When it's your birthday, I'm so happy God blessed you with me. This may surprise some of you. I don't know that I've ever said no to anything my kids have wanted to do on their birthday. And I'm telling you, I have dropped some major cash that makes up for all the festivals because it's like your birthday. I want to celebrate you. It's all about you. And very seldom, I'm trying to think if I ever have said no to something. I mean, if something was like, well, I want you to go skydiving with me, that's a no. You can go skydiving, but I ain't going with you. I ain't jumping out of nothing. Unless it's going down, then I'll put on a parachute and I'll jump out. But I ain't jumping out. Bungee cord jumping, not going to happen. Look at me. I'm well over 230 pounds, and that thing snapped. That's it. I'm dead. It's gone. And that thing just pulls back and snaps me. I'm old now. I'm frail. You know what I mean? But everything else, like, let's go eat here. Let me get this. I don't know that I've said no. And I've spent some money. So I do think you do need to talk about it. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again, and we'll close with it. I think parents sometimes parent out of guilt, out of insufficiencies. And we go into debt when we don't need to. This is about teaching your kids the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
And Christmas is about Jesus, others, and then, of course, yourself. So I just think I want to free people from that and from the spirit of this world that says you got to buy in order to be a good parent. No, that's not true. Spend time with your kid. That's how you become a good parent. Do what you can for them. Teach them that. Model that. Hey, we had a tight budget this year. This is what I was able to do. And I'm already saving for your birthday because I want to make it all about you. But here's what we do. I remember one year we started teaching the kids, I get you a gift, I get somebody else a gift. Because it's not about you. I took the kids down, hey, let's all, listen, I'm going to buy your winter coat. I don't need Christmas to buy your winter coat. I'm going to buy you your winter coat because it's winter. But what we're going to do is I want you to go pick out a coat for someone who's your exact same age, and we're going to go drop that off at the mission. Brand new coat. Pick it out for that person. I wanted to instill those values in them.
It's good.
That's it. So, hey, this has been the Not Offended podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I want to encourage you again to like, comment, share, get the word out. We have our own channel now. We got our own iTunes. Please download it, subscribe to it. We try to keep it fresh, try to keep it relevant. We love everybody here on this program. We say Merry Christmas. I don't know where they ever got Happy Holidays. When it's New Year's, I tell people Happy New Year's, but it's Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish believers out there, okay? I know it's coming up. Yeah, I'm still a little jelly. You get 8 days of presents and you get to live off some jelly donuts. That's what it's all about. But I want to say to you guys, we appreciate you guys following. We appreciate you chiming in. Please share it. As always, we say peace. We'll see you next time. We're out.